Galaxy Council Hall was alive with tension. Every species present whispered urgently, their voices bouncing off the polished walls. Tall and slender figures with glimmering skin argued with clawed hands raised, while short, armored beings stomped impatiently on the floor. The air smelled of ionized metal and strange alien perfumes. For hours, they had debated over human actions, calling them reckless, dangerous, and unpredictable. High above the council chambers, human warships hovered silently, their sleek forms cutting through the void like knives. Inside the flagship, Captain Arik Voss stood before a holographic map of the galaxy. He did not speak, but his eyes scanned every council member, every world, every fleet. Humans had waited long enough, and patience had reached its limit. Meanwhile, Ambassador Lyra Kane, the human representative, stepped into the council hall. Her boots clicked on the floor, echoing in the vast chamber. Aliens turned to watch her, some sneering, others wide-eyed with disbelief. Lyra's calm presence seemed to freeze the chaos around her. She carried no weapon, no fleet orders in hand, yet every being there felt the weight of her authority. Honored members of the Galaxy Council, Lyra began, her voice clear and firm. For too long, humans have been ignored, underestimated, and insulted. We have come to offer one final chance for fair negotiation. After this, our patience ends. Murmurs ran through the council. Some aliens exchanged nervous glances, whispering in tongues humans could not understand. One elder with golden feathers shook his head violently. "They dare threaten us?" he hissed. Another species with liquid-like skin waved multiple arms in panic. "This is madness. Humans cannot enforce such terms." Lyra did not flinch. She activated a holographic display showing planets that humans had colonized, along with records of council failures and corruption. "Your council has hidden agendas, secret alliances, and a record of broken promises," she said. "The galaxy suffers because of your inaction. We present evidence and it cannot be ignored." The council chamber erupted into chaos. Voices overlapped, shrieks and roars filled the room. Some delegates banged on their desks, demanding silence. Others tried to reason. But the weight of the evidence was undeniable. Humans had prepared meticulously, every claim verified, every document authentic. Outside the council chambers, human fleets shifted positions, visible through large observation windows. The sight was silent, yet terrifying. Ships with gleaming hulls and immense firepower hovered near critical council worlds. Alien eyes widened as they realized humans had been hiding the extent of their strength. The room that once echoed arrogance now trembled with fear. Lyra continued, "We have no desire for war, yet we will not allow deception to persist. We are open to negotiation, but only on terms that are fair, transparent, and enforceable. Any attempt to deceive humanity will fail, and the consequences will be immediate." A representative with sharp, crystalline wings rose angrily. "You cannot speak to us this way. We are the council. You are just humans." Lyra looked at him with steady eyes. "Just humans? Perhaps, but humans are united, disciplined, and ready. History has shown that underestimation of humanity is always a grave mistake." Whispers spread across the room. Delegations exchanged uneasy looks. Panic began to spread slowly, a creeping fear that humans might actually enforce their words. Some secretly contacted their fleets, hoping for support. Others tried to stall, to buy time, but the confidence of the human ambassador left little room for delay. Captain Arik Voss observed everything from the bridge of the flagship. He would feel the tension radiating from the council chambers. His fingers hovered over the command console. He had no intention of striking yet, but every ship under his command was ready. A single order could immobilize fleets, block worlds, or enforce peace by sheer demonstration of power. Lyra concluded, "The choice is yours, Council. Comply with terms that ensure fairness and stability, or face consequences that none of you have imagined. The galaxy is watching, and humans will not wait any longer." The chamber fell silent for a moment, a heavy, suffocating pause. Then, as if a dam had broken, panic erupted. Delegates shouted over each other, wings flapped, claws scratched, voices rose to impossible heights. No one knew what to do first. Whether to negotiate, flee, or prepare for war. Humans stood calm, unyielding, and patient, watching the chaos unfold. The first shock had struck. the Council realized that humans had shattered the fragile diplomacy that had held the galaxy together. No one expected such confidence, such unity, and such readiness. The seeds of fear were sown, and the galaxy would never be the same again. And somewhere in the observation deck, Captain Auric allowed himself a small, satisfied smile. The game had begun, and humans were already 3 steps ahead. The council chamber still buzzed with fear and confusion. Aliens whispered frantically, wings fluttered, claws scratched desks, and tentacles twitched nervously. The evidence humans had presented was irrefutable. Secrets exposed, alliances revealed, and corrupt deals laid bare. No species could deny the truth, yet denial clung stubbornly to some. Ambassador Lyra Kane stepped forward again, her calm voice cutting through the chaos. "Council members," she said, "humanity is patient but not infinitely so. We offer one final chance to follow terms that are fair and transparent. Refusal will have immediate consequences." A crystalline-winged delegate shouted, "You cannot threaten us. We are the Council. Humans have no right." Lyra's eyes narrowed slightly, her calm demeanor masking the storm beneath. "The right comes from capability and responsibility," she said. "Humans have both, and we will act if deception continues." In the observation deck above, Captain Auric Voss studied the alien fleets moving in nervous formations. Sensors reported hidden warships, secret reinforcements, and covert weapons caches. Auric's fleet waited silently, sleek and deadly, ready to strike at his command. No one in the galaxy knew the full power humans had amassed. This was the moment to reveal it subtly, to send a shockwave of fear without firing a single shot. Lyra activated a new holographic display, showing human fleets positioned near critical planets. Ships gleamed like silver blades moving in perfect formation. Alien eyes widened as they realized humans had hidden this entire fleet. A low murmur ran through the chamber, growing into full-blown panic. "The humans are not bluffing," muttered a tentacled representative. "How could they hide such strength for so long?" A golden-feathered elder paled, claws gripping the edge of the council podium. "They underestimated us," Lyra's voice continued, steady and unwavering. "And underestimation is a dangerous mistake." Some council members tried to negotiate secretly among themselves. Calls were made to distant fleets, messages sent at light speed. All attempts to organize a countermeasure seemed slow, uncoordinated, and futile. Humans had anticipated every move, every hesitation, every doubt. Even the fastest alien communications could not outpace the calm efficiency of human strategy. Lyra's voice rose slightly, firm and commanding. "Council, we demand transparency, compliance, and fairness. Hiding fleets, lying to other species, or attempting to manipulate outcomes will no longer be tolerated. We are willing to negotiate terms that ensure stability and peace, but failure to comply will force humanity to and you will have no warning when we do." The council erupted into shouts and angry protests. Wings flared, claws slammed, tentacles lashed, voices rose to unrecognizable pitches. One representative banged a fist on the table shouting, "They cannot do this. It is illegal. We are the council." Lyra did not flinch. She allowed the holographic display to linger, showing the scale of human readiness. Each ship represented not just firepower but coordination, intelligence, and human resolve. Panic spread across the chamber like wildfire. Some delegates tried to flee, retreating to private chambers or secret exits. Others sank into their seats, realizing their influence and power were slipping away. The council's unity, once thought unbreakable, began to crumble. Factions whispered, alliances wavered, and trust vanished. Outside, in the dark void of space, human ships silently aligned into tactical formations. Sensors scanned the galaxy, targeting strategic systems with precision. Humans did not need to fire yet. Fear alone would enforce compliance, and the council now felt the full weight of human authority. Lyra's eyes swept across the chamber one last time. "Your choice is simple," she said, her voice steady but commanding. "Accept fairness and transparency, or allow humans to enforce consequences you cannot imagine. We are patient no longer." A sudden alarm rang from the observation deck. Auric Voss's voice echoed over the intercom, calm but edged with power. "All fleets in position, standing by for orders. This is the moment, if necessary, to show the council that words are not empty." The council fell silent, shock freezing the room. Every species realized that this was no bluff. Humans had not only prepared, they were ready. The balance of power had shifted in an instant, and the galaxy held its breath, waiting to see the next move. For the first time, the council understood the truth. Humans were united, fearless, and unstoppable. Negotiation had failed. A diplomacy was shattered and panic had begun. The seeds of chaos were planted and the first wave of human authority was about to hit. And in that silent, tense moment, the galaxy realized a new era had begun, one where humans would not be ignored, underestimated, or dismissed. The council had seen their power, but they had yet to witness the full extent of human might, and that day was coming very soon. The council chamber trembled with fear and disbelief. Delegates from countless star systems whispered, shouted, and gestured wildly. Some stumbled backward, wings flaring, tentacles thrashing, claws scratching the polished floors. The realization struck them all at once. Humans were not bluffing. Their fleets, hidden for decades, were now fully revealed, encircling key worlds, poised and ready. Ambassador Lyra Kane stood motionless at the front, her calm aura cutting through the chaos. Eyes focused, voice steady, she let the council stew in their panic for a moment. She did not speak yet, allowing the fear to settle, allowing them to realize the depth of their miscalculation. Some smaller species began to murmur, "We underestimated them. We have no chance." Others clenched their fists, refusing to admit truth, their pride struggling against logic. From the observation deck above, Captain Arik Voss leaned over the command console. Every fleet was in perfect formation, ready to act on a single command. He did not need to fire a shot to bend the galaxy to human will. Strategic strikes could immobilize fleets, sever communications, and isolate planets in moments. And yet, patience remained their weapon. Fear alone was already a formidable ally. Lyra finally spoke, her tone slicing through the chamber. "Council members, your hesitation is costly. Every second you delay strengthens humanity's resolve. We have presented evidence, displayed our power, and offered one final path to fairness. Reject it, and you will experience the consequences firsthand." Crystalline wings shivered, claws tapped nervously, and some tentacles twitched with anxiety. "Impossible," hissed a golden-feathered elder, voice trembling. "How can humans possess such capability? How can they move so fast, strike so precisely?" Lyra's gaze held him, unwavering. "You doubt because you are unprepared, and that doubt is dangerous." In secret chambers, council members sent rapid communications, contacting hidden fleets, allies, and even mercenaries. They tried to organize resistance, but coordination failed. Humans anticipated every route, every message, every strategy. Even at light speed, alien reinforcements would arrive too late. Humans had prepared for centuries, studied alien tactics, predicted every hesitation. One ambitious delegate, with metallic scales glinting, attempted to speak. "If you strike, humans, we will retaliate. Our fleets can crush you." Lyra raised a hand, cutting him off. "You overestimate your reach and underestimate human discipline. Your threats are irrelevant against planning, precision, and unity." The chamber fell into uneasy silence, punctuated only by frantic whispers. Eyes darted to observation screens showing human fleets moving with mechanical perfection. Every ship, every formation, every strategic position screamed readiness. Panic spread in waves, faster than any countermeasure. Some representatives clutched their data pads, trembling, realizing their secrets had been fully exposed. Outside, the galaxy watched silently. Through networks and sensors, stories spread at light speed. Humans had shattered diplomacy, revealed hidden power, and placed the council on notice. Panic was no longer confined to the chamber. It radiated through star systems, into every capital and fleet. Mercenaries reconsidered contracts. Alliances faltered. Rebellions paused. No one wanted to face humans unprepared. Lyra spoke again, her voice calm but deadly. "Council, understand this clearly. Humanity desires peace, stability, and fairness. We do not seek unnecessary destruction, but we will not tolerate deception or cowardice. Every species has a choice: comply or witness the consequences." A low hum filled the chamber as the observation screens lit up. Humans projected holograms of critical planets surrounded by fleets. The scale of human preparedness was staggering. Even the most powerful alien species felt a chill. For the first time, they realized their arrogance had blinded them. The Council's authority was crumbling before their eyes. Some delegates attempted secret retreats, slipping to private exits. Others tried hasty alliances, whispering, negotiating, bargaining. Lyra ignored them all, letting panic fester. Captain Auric monitored every movement, ready to act if humans' patience was tested. He did not need to strike yet. The Council had already begun to unravel. The final whispers of hope died slowly, replaced by tension, dread, and fear. The Council understood they were outmatched. Humanity had shattered diplomacy, crushed pretenses, and revealed that patience had limits. The galaxy would remember this day. The first seeds of chaos had been sown, and the humans waited, silent, precise, and unstoppable. In that moment, the chamber was no longer a place of debate. It was a battlefield of wills, one side calm, prepared, and united, the other frantic, fearful, and uncoordinated. The first moves of a new galactic order were about to begin, and no species, no council could stop it. The council chamber was a hive of chaos. Shouts, shrieks, and frenzied whispers collided with one another. Delegates pressed against podiums, wings flared, claws tapped frantically on the floor, tentacles twitched nervously, and eyes darted toward every holographic display. Fear was no longer subtle. It was overweight. Elming, suffocating, and all-consuming, Ambassador Lyra Kane stood motionless, letting the council stew in their panic. Her calm eyes scanned the room, reading every expression, calculating every hesitation. Humans had waited for this exact moment, patience reaching its limit. She lifted her hand, and the chamber went silent, as if the council itself held its breath. "Council members," she said, voice cutting through the chaos. "Humans have offered one chance after another for diplomacy and fairness. We have waited, watched, and recorded your every failure. Your time is over." With a flick of her hand, the holographic display shifted. The council gasped as hidden human warships emerged from stealth, encircling key systems. Ships gleamed with deadly precision, sleek and immense. Alien eyes widened as they realized the fleets were far larger, far stronger than anyone had imagined. Some species reeled backward in shock, unable to comprehend the scale of human preparation. From the observation deck, Captain Auric Voss watched the panic spread. Sensors reported every council fleet moving in erratic formations, trying to regroup. He could see hesitation, confusion, and fear in every movement. Not a single species could organize effectively against humans. The advantage had shifted entirely. Humanity's edge was now visible, undeniable, and terrifying. Lyra continued, her voice calm but edged with power. "These fleets are not a threat, unless provoked. They are a demonstration of human resolve. Every planet, every ship, every system we protect will remain untouched. But any act of deception, sabotage, or attack will be met with immediate consequence." A golden-feathered elder shrieked, claws raised in panic. "You cannot enforce this. We are the council. Humanity has no right." Lyra's eyes bore into him, unwavering. "Rights are earned through strength, unity, and action. Humans possess all three, and now you see what you have ignored for centuries." Whispers erupted throughout the chamber. Poor delegates hurriedly communicated with fleets, allies, and distant planets, messages sent at faster-than-light speeds. But coordination faltered. Humans had predicted every contingency, every secret fleet, every hidden strike. Alien resistance seemed hopeless, their panic accelerating with each passing second. Outside the council chambers, human ships shifted into tactical formations. Weapon systems hummed silently. Shields glimmered under distant starlight. Even without firing, their presence radiated power. Every council member felt it. The weight of human strategy and readiness. Panic spread in waves, cascading through the room, through fleets, through star systems. Lyra's gaze swept across the chamber one last time. "Understand this," she said, calm and commanding. "Humanity does not seek unnecessary war. We seek fairness, transparency, and stability. But any attempt to deceive or resist will fail. The galaxy will know that humans do not negotiate with lies." Crystalline wings trembled. Tentacles twitched and metallic claws scratched at desks. Some delegates fell silent, realizing that every hidden plan, every secret fleet, and every past deception had been observed. Humans had not only anticipated council failures, They had prepared for them. The chamber, once a place of debate, had become a theater of fear. Every delegate aware that humanity's patience was finite and that the first move could be fatal. In a low, controlled voice, Lyra added, "Our fleets are capable of precise strikes, immobilizing your most critical ships. We can isolate worlds, neutralize weapons, and enforce compliance. No species in the galaxy can match this combination of planning, discipline, and unity." The chamber was silent, tension so thick it felt almost physical. Council members could hear their own hearts pounding. Fear had replaced authority, and panic had replaced confidence. They understood that humans were no longer negotiating. They were dictating terms, and the galaxy would never look at diplomacy the same way again. Outside, Captain Arik allowed a small, controlled smile. The first phase of demonstration had succeeded. The Council had seen the edge humanity held. The galaxy was beginning to bend, and the full storm had not yet arrived. Lyra's voice cut across the silence one final time. "This is your choice, Council. Compliance ensures survival, fairness, and order. Resistance ensures consequences beyond your imagination. The galaxy watches, and humanity waits no longer." And with that, the chamber trembled with a new reality. The Council's panic had reached its peak. Humanity's edge had been revealed, and the first wave of decisive action was ready to strike. The Council chamber had descended into chaos. Every species was on edge, whispers turning into frantic shouts, claws slammed against desks, wings flared wildly, and tentacles twitched nervously. Diplomatic negotiations had collapsed entirely. Humanity's calm yet unwavering presence had shattered the illusion of control. The Council's authority no longer held, replaced by fear and uncertainty. Ambassador Lyra Kane moved slowly through the chamber, each step deliberate, commanding attention without a single raised voice. "Council members," she said, voice steady, "you have had your chance. Humanity has presented truth, displayed power, and offered fairness. Your hesitation, lies, and delays end now." A metallic-scaled delegate slammed his fist on the podium. "This is impossible. Humans cannot enforce such terms. We will fight back." Lyra's eyes locked on him, unwavering. "You overestimate yourselves and underestimate humans. Your threats are meaningless against unity, strategy, and resolve." Outside the chamber, human fleets shifted into deadly precision formations. Ships gleamed under distant starlight, weapons systems humming silently, shields glimmering. Even without firing, their presence radiated control and power. Ensor detected Council fleets scrambling, moving erratically, trying to organize resistance. Every attempt to communicate, to regroup, or to reinforce was anticipated and countered by humans. Lyra activated a new holographic display, projecting critical Council systems surrounded by human warships. The room fell into stunned silence, broken only by whispers of disbelief. "This is impossible," muttered a golden-feathered elder, his wings trembling. "The humans, they are everywhere. They have planned for everything." The murmurs grew into panic, spreading through the chamber like wildfire. Some Council members attempted secret alliances, whispering frantically, sending light-speed messages to distant fleets. Others tried to flee through hidden exits, hoping to escape the growing human dominance. Every move failed, every plan anticipated. Humans had prepared for deception, resistance, and betrayal. The Council had no leverage left, and realization of their helplessness spread like a contagion. Lyra spoke again, her voice calm but edged with power. "Council members, humanity does not seek unnecessary destruction. We offer fairness and transparency, but resistance, lies, or sabotage will be met with immediate consequence. The choice is yours." A crystal-winged delegate shook, clutching his head. "Our fleets, our power. We thought we controlled the galaxy. How can a single species wield such influence?" Lyra's gaze did not waver. "Control is an illusion. Discipline and unity create true power. Humans have both, and now the galaxy sees it." The Council chamber erupted once more, but this time the chaos was different. Fear and desperation replaced arrogance, alliances crumbled, whispers became frantic screams. Some attempted negotiation in desperation, offering concessions, promising obedience. Lyra listened silently, letting their desperation speak. She allowed them to see that hope existed only if they complied. Any delay, any deception, and consequences would follow. Outside, human fleets subtly adjusted positions. A single command could immobilize enemy fleets, block escape routes, and secure entire systems. No council member dared act, realizing the full extent of human preparation. Even the fastest messages, the largest fleets, and the oldest alliances were powerless. Panic had reached every corner of the galaxy, and humans had yet to show their full strength. Lyra's calm voice cut across the room. "The choice is simple," she said. "Accept fairness, transparency, and stability, or allow humans to act decisively. Every deception, every betrayal, every act of resistance will be met with immediate consequence. We will not wait any longer." A low hum filled the chamber as alien representatives realized their secret fleets, hidden worlds, and covert weapons were exposed. Some gasped, some fell silent, some trembled. The council had lost its grip, its authority shattered. Negotiation, diplomacy, and deception, all had failed. The galaxy was now under the shadow of human decisiveness. The first wave of enforcement had begun subtly, without a single shot fired. Critical council systems were blocked, alien communications disrupted, and secret movements neutralized. Panic turned to terror as delegates realized they were trapped. The humans had not attacked yet, but their presence alone was enough to enforce compliance. Chaos had reached its peak, and the galaxy understood that humanity was no longer to be underestimated, ignored, or dismissed. In that moment, Ambassador Lyra Kane allowed a faint smile. Negotiation was over. The council had no power left, and the next phase of human authority, swift and unstoppable, was about to unfold. The council chamber was unrecognizable. Shouts had faded into frantic whispers. Wings drooped, claws scraped nervously, and tentacles trembled. Delegates stared at the holographic displays, eyes wide with fear. Human fleets hovered around critical sys. Thames perfectly aligned, gleaming under distant starlight. The realization struck them all. Resistance was futile, and negotiation had ended. Ambassador Lyra Kane raised her hand, voice calm but commanding. "Council members, humanity does not desire unnecessary war. We seek fairness, transparency, and order, but any resistance, deception, or sabotage will be met with immediate consequence. The choice is yours." A golden-feathered elder whispered to himself. They could destroy us all in an instant. Others shook their heads, unable to accept the truth. Their fleets were scrambling, moving erratically, but every plan, every movement had been anticipated. Humans had calculated every possible response, every contingency. Even the fastest messages, the largest reinforcements, and the oldest alliances were powerless against them. From the observation deck above, Captain Arik Voss scanned the galaxy. Sensors confirmed every hidden alien fleet, every secret weapons cache, every critical system. All were within human reach, immobilized before any attempt to strike. Arik's fingers hovered over the command console. Not a single shot had been fired, yet the galaxy already obeyed human authority. Lyra's voice cut through the chamber, calm and precise. "See the fleets," she said, pointing to the holographic display. "They are not a threat unless provoked, but they demonstrate the certainty of human resolve. Every planet, every ship, every system is under our watch." A crystalline winged delegate stammered, "Impossible! How can they anticipate everything? How can they be everywhere at once?" Lyra's eyes were steady, unwavering. Patience, preparation, and unity create power. Humans possess all three, and now the galaxy witnesses it. Whispers of panic grew louder, spreading across the chamber like wildfire. Some delegates attempted secret communications, calling fleets and allies in desperation. Others tried to flee, seeking hidden exits or escape routes. Every attempt failed, every move anticipated. Humanity's dominance had become undeniable, absolute, and terrifying. Lyra continued, her voice steady but edged with authority. "Council, compliance is simple. Transparency and fairness ensure survival. Resistance ensures consequences beyond imagination. We will act with precision, swiftness, and inevitability. The galaxy will remember this day." Outside, human fleets subtly shifted positions. Sensors tracked every alien movement, blocking communication channels, isolating key ships, and controlling escape routes. No council member dared act, realizing that resistance meant instant failure. The first wave of enforcement had already begun. Without firing a single shot, humans demonstrated absolute power. Panic had reached its peak across systems, fleets, and planets. A metallic-scaled delegate fell to his knees, claws digging into the floor. "Our fleets, our alliances. We thought we controlled the galaxy. How? How can one species wield such authority? Lyra's gaze did not waver. Control is an illusion. Discipline, strategy, and unity are true power. Humans have all three, and now the galaxy sees it. The council chamber trembled with fear. Delegates whispered frantic pleas, offering concessions, begging for mercy. Lyra listened silently, letting their desperation speak. She allowed them to understand hope existed only in compliance. Any act of deception, hesitation, or resistance would be met with precision and force. The observation deck recorded every move. Critical systems were blocked, fleets immobilized, and hidden weapons neutralized. Even the most powerful alien species understood they were powerless. Chaos had reached every corner of the galaxy, and humans had yet to strike directly. Fear alone had achieved what diplomacy could not. Lyra Kane allowed a faint smile. The council had no power left. Negotiation was over. Humanity's authority was absolute. The shockwave had traveled across the galaxy, and the final phase, swift, decisive, and unstoppable, was about to begin. The council chamber was silent, but the silence was heavy, suffocating, and filled with fear. Delegates stared at holographic displays, mouths agape, claws trembling, wings drooping, tentacles quivering. Human fleets glimmered around critical systems, perfectly aligned, weapon systems humming silently, shields shimmering under distant stars. Panic had turned into full-blown terror, and hope was fading fast. Ambassador Lyra Kane stepped forward, her presence commanding every eye. "Council members," she said calmly, voice cutting through the tension. "Your time for hesitation, deception, and delay has ended. Humanity has offered fairness, transparency, and order. Resistance has failed, and now compliance is your only path." A metallic-scaled delegate fell to his knees, claws gripping the floor. "Our fleets, our weapons. We cannot resist." "How?" Lyra's gaze held him, unwavering. "You see now the cost of arrogance, the danger of underestimation. Humans are united, disciplined, and ready to act, and we will protect the galaxy from deception and chaos." Whispers spread through the chamber, alliances crumbled, and secret communications went silent. Delegates exchanged frantic glances, realizing there was nowhere to hide. The council's authority had been shattered completely. Humanity had revealed its full strength, and the galaxy had no choice but to acknowledge it. Outside, human fleets subtly shifted positions, surrounding key planets and systems. Every ship projected silent power, every formation a warning. Even without firing, humans enforced control. Alien fleets were immobilized, hidden weapons neutralized, and critical communications blocked. The galaxy understood that resistance was impossible. Lyra's voice cut through the tension again, steady, "I am commanding. Council members, you may comply and preserve your worlds, or resist and face consequences that are inevitable, precise, and unavoidable. The choice is yours." Humanity waits no longer. The golden-feathered elder bowed his head, wings folding in defeat. "Humans, we underestimated you. We surrender." Other delegates followed suit, trembling, desperate, and terrified. The council had no power left, no secret fleets, no hidden tricks. Humanity had imposed order, and the galaxy had no choice but to accept it. Lyra allowed a small, satisfied smile. The chamber had been silenced, panic replaced with submission. Humans had achieved compliance without unnecessary destruction. Order had been restored through patience, strategy, and overwhelming preparedness. Captain Auric Voss watched from the observation deck, calm and focused. Every fleet remained ready, a silent warning to any who might challenge humanity again. The first phase of enforcement had succeeded. The Council's surrender was total, and the galaxy now recognized human supremacy. Yet Lyra knew this was not the end. Beyond the Council, distant stars, unexplored systems, and unknown civilizations awaited. Challenges would come, threats would rise. But humanity had proven a point. Unity, discipline, and resolve could shape the galaxy itself. The chamber fell silent again, but this time it was different. Not chaos, not panic, but respect, fear, and acknowledgement. Humanity had shattered diplomacy, crushed arrogance, and imposed order. The galaxy would never be the same, and from the shadows, distant signals hinted at new challenges ahead. But for now, humans stood victorious, respected, and feared. The era of human dominance had begun, and the stars themselves seemed to whisper a warning to all who might underestimate humanity again.